Hello, and thank you so much for coming to take a look at what I have to offer here on Patreon. I created this learning system with you, my students, in mind. So right now, I have a selection of courses on Thinkific where you can cherry pick specific courses that you are looking for. And a lot of my students said to me, isn't there maybe a cheaper way and a different way of learning? So I put together the subscription program. So today I'm going to explain to you how the subscription program works and how you can access it. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen. So that you can see the slideshow. So this could be you. Just imagine this could be you standing with your very first tie-dyed sample that you made yourself. And that's the point that I would like to get you to. So for me as a teacher, I view that as my role. It is my job to guide you from that kind of moment of uncertainty and skepticism into that moment of, I've got this. I can do this. I can do this myself. So that's the journey that I would like to take you on with my subscription program. And I know that all of you learn at different rates. So the subscription program is a very, very light touch way of learning, where you pay a small monthly amount, and every month I'll send you some information and you can dip into it and experiment with it at your own pace. I'm always available to answer questions. So if you have any questions about anything you've learned from me, you can just get in touch and I will respond. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of information about who I am. And so this is me. Hello. I am a textile and color enthusiast. I discovered textiles coloring textiles in 1993. And I got so excited about the idea of transforming white fabric into absolutely anything that I wanted it to be, that I went on this journey of just making stuff and finding ways to sell what I'd made so that I could have the opportunity to do it again. And it was a great way of earning money for a large part of my life. The markets are a fantastic way to make money in your 20s. My 30s were a fantastic time to work for the fashion industry when I was manufacturing bespoke textiles for the South African fashion industry. And then later I became a craft teacher. So this journey with textiles has really been an amazing journey for me. It has opened up a lifetime career that has kept me engaged, excited, participating, and just generally having fun for almost 3 decades now. I am also the founder of the Upcycled Cloth Collective. So if you are on Facebook, go and look for the Upcycled Cloth Collective. We have 73,000 members as of today. So that's also pretty exciting. So I not only know about dyeing and printing textiles, I also know a thing or two about upcycling them. And it is all of this knowledge that I want to share with you here on Patreon. So just to give you some background about my teaching history, I thought I would share some of my favorite workshops with you. Now, this slide here shows me in my car about 7 or 8 years ago. Between 2013 and 2018, I was a real hardcore traveling craft teacher. And to give you some idea, 2013, 2014, I was looking at 32 weeks of the year that I was on the road teaching. So just picture that. There are only 56 weeks in a year. And of those, I spent 32 on the road teaching groups of people around Southern Africa. And here I'm going to share some of the videos of some of the workshops that I did during that time. So this is me in one of the dresses that I produced for my very first book that I wrote called Contemporary Die Craft. And it was a favorite teaching dress of mine. So you'll often see me in pictures when I'm teaching wearing that dress. And this was a workshop that I taught for HIVSA, the organization HIVSA. And this was in a township near Lenasia, where I was working with disadvantaged ladies who wanted to start their own businesses. And I was doing some training here to teach them some new skills. Then in this workshop over here, I was in Lesotho. I sometimes traveled to countries outside of South Africa to teach, and Lesotho was one of the countries that I visited. So this was a workshop from Lesotho. Here, this was an amazing workshop. I teach a course called Color Technicians. So it is an online course now. You can sign up for it on my Thinkific platform. And this is where it was born, actually, many, many years ago. This must have been around 2011, I think. This is shortly after my first book had been published. And this is a group of clothing manufacturers and quilters and other textile enthusiasts who wanted to learn how to mix different recipes for their dyeing of their fabrics. So it's quite a technical course. It's quite a technical workshop. This is right at the end after 3 or 4 days together when everyone was actually quite exhausted and happy it was all over. And we'd had a fantastic time. As you can see, I really enjoy spending time with my students. And even though the whole experience is now online, I still love to connect with you and reach out to you. So please do, please reach out and connect to me. I'd love to talk to you. I'm always around to answer my students' questions. So this photograph here was taken at the studio of Marianne Fassler. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the South African fashion industry. She is an absolute icon of South African fashion. And I have been very, very, very privileged to have worked for her for a long time when I was manufacturing. And here I was doing a team building event for her staff and friends and children of her staff, where we did a little tie-dye day so that they could all just have a little wow moment to get to experience making something for themselves and taking it home. You know, people who work in factories, even if they're making clothing, they very seldom get to take home anything that they've made themselves. So it can be quite powerful to go into a space like that and give people a chance to make something for themselves that they can take home and show off to their families. This was me teaching in Swaziland. I really, really love teaching in Swaziland. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And this was a series of workshops that was supported by the Swazi fair trade industry. And I went in to do a number of things. I worked with a factory there where we did some product development. We were testing different dye stuffs that they'd sourced and didn't know how to work with. So we tested them to see what was useful and what wasn't. We worked on actually training the ladies who are working with the dye how to use it, how it works on a chemical level. Some people work with dyes and aren't aware of the chemistry that's at work behind the scenes. So I was able to help them to understand why some of their results were more color fast than others, and why they look different on different fibers and that kind of thing. And then over here, this is also a really fun activity. So I did a team building event at a game lodge in the Western Cape called Fairy Glen Game Lodge. So on my days off, I got to see the Big Five, and on my days when I was teaching, I got to work with these wonderful men who all work on the property. And it was just a gift for them, a day to say to them, okay, today you're not working, you're going to make something wonderful. And at the end of it, you can take it home and show your families what you've made. So it was a fun team building activity that we did in the Western Cape. And of course, I worked with a lot of kids while I was teaching, and children were central to my teaching. And as you can see, my inner child is still alive and well, and ready to come out and play with you on your textile projects. So, what do you get from the benefits program? How does it work? What are you signing up for? So this is for those of you who are afraid and nervous and who just want to test the waters first. So it's my $1 tier. And when you sign up for $1, you will get a tutorial from me once a month. That's what I'll give you. I think that's fair exchange for $1's effort. And hopefully that tutorial will teach you something, and that tutorial will be a little bite of what my members on the higher tiers are receiving in the ebooks and all of that kind of thing. So it's a way for you to test out my teaching style and see if it fits your learning style. So that is what happens on the $1 tier. Then the $5 tier is all about designs. If you follow me on Facebook or on YouTube, you will see that I am absolutely fascinated with tiled prints for printing on fabric and paper. Anything that will create a repeat print absolutely enthralls me. And so I share my designs. A lot of people are as enthralled with my designs as I am. And a lot of my students want to use them because, of course, it takes some of the pressure out of making a new printed work if you've got an existing design to work with that you know is going to deliver the results that you want. So for $5 a month, you can get a design from me every month, and you can download it and use it for your personal projects. Of course, you can also sign up on a tier, download everything that is in the treasure chest, and unsubscribe again. Now, I know that maybe this feels a little uncomfortable to you, and I wouldn't call it a treasure chest if I didn't want you to raid it. So, of course, my first choice is that you sign up for a subscription and you stay with me. I would love that. I would love nothing more. So we can develop a relationship. I can support your learning over time, and we can really have a deep, meaningful, long-term teaching and learning experience together. However, I also understand that a lot of you, especially at this time in history, are very, very strapped for cash. And you shouldn't have to feel that you're doing something dishonest or that you need to feel guilty about. I believe that the people who need my skills the most are the ones who can least afford to pay for them. So I'm giving you permission to be a tomb raider. Raid my treasure chest if you want to. Hop in, hop out. I don't mind. I won't hold it against you. And I would love you to stay and be my friend and learn with me on this beautiful journey, because textiles are very, very satisfying to work with. All right, on the $15 tier, you will receive ebooks. So in that treasure chest, there are already 20 or more ebooks on different topics. That include textile dyeing, textile printing, textile upcycling, and product pricing. So as soon as you sign up on the $15 tier, there is a treasure chest of ebooks that you can raid there, more than 20 ebooks that you can go and look for there. And then, of course, every single month, I send you another ebook. So as long as you stay subscribed, you will receive an ebook every month from me. Now, please remember the subscription is opt-in. and opt out. You can opt out at any time. And this is not one of those subscriptions where I'm going to phone you and say to you, you know what, I see you've unsubscribed, but your next payment's still going to go off. And you can unsubscribe at the end of next month. The way Patreon has it set up is that you are in complete control. As soon as you click the button to unsubscribe, you are unsubscribed. This is fully opt-in, opt-out. There is no notice period. You just click the button and you're out. So if you don't like what I'm sharing, if you don't feel safe in the system, if there's anything you're unhappy with, if you don't feel you're getting your money's worth, it's very, very easy to leave. And I would invite you to leave because I really do feel I have great value to add. And I do feel that you're going to learn from that value, and that afterwards you're going to thank me for it. You're going to say, oh, you know what, Mel, that was worth paying for. Thank you. So yeah, that's my view, my take on that. Then on the $25 tier, you get the combo. So you get your ebook and your design every single month. And that's the $25 tier. And of course, on the $25 tier, I'm more interactive. There will be more questions and answers and that kind of thing. So I pump up the value as you move up the tier. Then I'm going to get into some of the tiers that might seem a little confusing at first, but they really are quite simple. All of the next tiers are the same as the last one with a piece of merchandise added. So you get an ebook, you get a design, it comes in every single month, and then once a quarter on the $29 tier, you will receive a mug. Now, these mugs are printed with some of those same designs that you can download. And they are my exclusive designs. And these are the only mugs in the world that have my designs on them. So you're the only people who are receiving them. You can only get them if you're a subscriber. And you can collect a whole set. You know, if you hang around with me and learn with me for, 18 months, you'll end up with a set of 6 mugs. Isn't that fun? And 6 mugs with different designs on. You and your whole family can have coffee with me in the morning. So that is what you get on the $29 tier. Then on the $35 tier, you get your ebook and your design, and you get a t-shirt. And once again, that t-shirt is printed with my design, and it's printed in black on a white t-shirt, which means that you can tie-dye it. And because the tie-dye color is normally light and translucent, with the black print over, it's going to look a little bit like stained glass. So once a quarter, you will get a t-shirt printed with one of these designs, and you can take that t-shirt and tie-dye it. So you can actually use it to experiment with some of the things that you've learned from the ebooks. Then on the tier just above that is a tote bag. So you get your design, you get your ebook, and once every quarter, you will get a tote bag printed with one of my designs. And so it progresses. You can get a hoodie until we get to the $89 tier. Now, the $89 tier is for those of you who really, really want to get into the weeds in your creative business. I know for me, it can be very, very challenging to create a sustainable business that makes financial sense. It seems to be a challenge for most of us creatives. And I've found for myself that the best way to actually do it is to have an accountability partner who is both strategically attentive and understands that the process takes time. So that is what I'm offering to do for you. You enter into a process with me where for a period of months, you connect with me once a month on Zoom for an hour. We chat back and forth, and we assess what your needs are. We plot a course of action, and I hold you accountable to that course of action until you have reached whatever goals you have set at the beginning of the process. So it's self-directed. You can opt in and out at any time that you want to, and it's really as easy as going to the $89 tier, opting in, and as soon as I see your name come up on that list, I'll send you an email and say to you, when do you want to chat? And we'll have a video call just like this one where we talk to each other and you explain to me what you need, and we plot a way forward. So if you are interested in that kind of mentorship and support, sign up on the $89 tier and you have me to yourself every month for an hour to help you to figure out where to next with your creative business. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you make something that's financially sustainable. And I am here to support that process for you at your own pace, at a pace that is comfortable for you. Then the final tier is the $99 tier, and that's where you get all the stuff. You get the eBooks, you get the designs, you get a t-shirt once a quarter, and you get a mug once a quarter. So if you want all the swag with all the learning, $99 is where it happens. Now, I've explained quite a lot about what you're getting, and you haven't really seen too much except maybe in this picture here of the results. So I'm going to share some of the pictures of some of my happy students with the things they've made using my eBooks and my online courses. And here we go. Aren't these fabulous? We've got tie-dye, we've got printing. These are students from a workshop that I taught at HobbyX many years ago. And as you can see, my students are doing all sorts of different things. We not only do the dyeing, we also do the printing, and we're doing the dyeing and the printing on top of each other. And then, of course, more recently, I've brought in the upcycling. And all of that information spins around the Upcycled Cloth Collective Facebook page. So that is my explanation of how this whole system works. And I hope that I've answered your questions, and that you now understand what is available to you. I would love you to sign up and start to get to know you and begin a journey of learning with you. I feel that learning about textiles is a lifelong journey. I started when I was a child and am still fascinated by textiles as a lady who's almost 50 years old. So I'm pretty certain that there's a lot of learning in it for you, a lot that you're interested in, and a lot that we can share with each other. So thank you for watching this, and I look forward to speaking to you again.